Oh, that's why. I'm stupid. Can y'all hear me now? Damn, y'all haven't heard me this whole time on YouTube? That totally sucks. I was totally saying so many cool things that only the Discord guys could hear. That sucks. Nah, I'm stupid. Alright, I'm reposting the levels in the trade floor of the Discord. Let's... You know what? We did it for Triple Q. Let's see. Where are they? Where are these levels for Spy? Low to the high. 552. 552. Delete that fib. And then maybe pre-market low. But, I mean, I don't even think you really need it, to be honest. And this is what our chart should look like for SPY. Little chaotic at the top there, because we got so many levels, but when you see levels like that, you really shouldn't see it as like one level, and then there's another level here and another. It's really three levels. It's really a whole area kind of stuck there. Same thing here. Kind of the same thing here. So it's not really that there's like two exact level. I mean, there are, but it's just it creates an area more than anything. So don't ever let like multiple levels confuse you. I know it can be a little mind-boggling because there's just so much to look at. I know sometimes I get a little confused when there's a bunch of levels like that together. Yeah, y'all hear me now. I was muted. I had the audio muted. For some reason, my OBS was muted still. I was wondering why it was giving me this audio bitrate alert. I was like, I didn't change anything. Let's go ahead and do it for IWM. Are we all good so far, though, on SPY and Triple Q? Right now, guys, in case you haven't heard on YouTube because the audio has been muted, we're just going through the levels real quick, showing how simple it can be today. Don't try to have, you know, an infinite number of levels on your screen. So we went through SPY, we did Triple Q. Let's go ahead and do IWM. What's the true high here? 209.23, 209.27. Man, I finally watched that that movie last night. What's it called? Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie was good as hell. Wait a minute, I'm stupid. There we go. We'll leave that. That, pre-market low. Oh, that's what I was mixing up. See, even I mix it up. It's not the end of the world if you mix it up. Just make sure you're paying attention. That's fine, I think, actually. Alright, so IWM is done. SPY is done. Let me just get all these fib extension targets in here because it looks like we are going to actually try to just keep selling off today. Good morning, anybody who might have joined while I was going over stuff. Good morning, Peoples. Good morning, Kaizen Good Life. Good morning, Garden. Anybody else I'm going to join? Good morning. What a morning dumper. Yes, it is. GDP numbers came out. They do not like it. Yes, news dropped today, Cheech. Sorry about that. I was getting the charts prepared, so I was reading, or not reading. Good morning, Michael O. Good morning, Maddie, Doctor. Thank you, Data J, by the way, for helping me fix the audio. What's up, King Carnage? What's up, everybody? Good morning, Susan, John G. Anybody I might have missed? Good morning. What we just did was go over the simple levels for IWM, Triple Q, and SPY. So if you just missed that, go right back in the stream. If you're in Discord, go to the YouTube, go back. But I reposted them in the Discord as well, so if you guys don't know exactly what's what. But yeah, keeping it simple. So you can see here, we're already rejecting a pretty good... I mean, we're not rejecting anything. That is the level. It's literally marking today's open. That's not anything new. But we're moving away from today's open. That's what I should say. And we're looking at the next fib and the minus 50% extension of that move down. So we're already kind of hitting that first target. Excuse me. Losing my voice. If we lose 544.30s, there's a very good chance that we do make it down to 541. Now, I don't normally have to say this because normally this isn't the case. But because of such a large move down, the fib extensions actually have a really good amount of room between them. So if you are seeing a break of 544.30s, and I'm going to ask all of you this first, think logically. Should 541 be your first target if 544.30 is the break level? Think about that for a second. Remember what I just said too. I'm talking about the size of the move down, and the fact of the matter is that it's giving us larger ranges between our fib extensions of that move down, right? So should this be your first target or not? If you get a break / retest this, if you get any kind of continuation of sellers here, which we already are, is this your first target? Yes or no? Let's see who is thinking today. No, exactly. Great answers. Because that is way too far. You could do a 50%. I always like to just cheat and just think of like a psychological level. Like you could easily be like 542.50, 543. You know, something in between there. But definitely not aiming at that level for your first target if you're getting a break of this. So if you're doing the staircase method, you're hitting your first target, selling most, trying to make it to those further ones for good practice, or even just taking a mental trade. I don't like to just speak from the aspect of someone who is actively trading. There's also people in here who are just watching or mentally trading, but it's good to keep yourself in that mindset because it's like a live, active trading mindset. But good thinking, yes. Logically thinking, no, we should definitely not be targeting 541 as our very first target. Is that a target? Yes. Is it the very first one we should aim for? No. A little too far. Let's be logical here. See, Triple Q, that's crazy. They're already smacking the in-between part of that range there. But 463 is that next level. I almost said 563. 463 is the next level for that. 465.50 is the next one above. IWM. God, it's getting annoying like having to like scroll my screen down because you just keep moving down. But good breakdown of the next level under. That was the pre-market low. They've already made it to that next fib extension. So, and that's another thing too. You can kind of draw conclusions of like which one has more room to sell to. Because you can see this one's already hit a fib extension. Almost halfway down to the next one, right? Just think about that. This one's almost down to the first one. This one's through the first one, kind of working itself to the halfway point of this. So we just said 542.50, 543. It's already hitting that area. 541 is next. Like it's a lot of selling. There's not really much more to update on that. If you go through your weights as well, and you can kind of cheat if you just want to watch mags. This is just like your top 7 tech weights basically, but your mag 7. So if you see this too, and you just mark a couple, I don't even know why I have charted on here. Let's see. Okay, just a couple bland levels, nothing crazy. But I like to just use the intraday price action. So if like I get any kind of signals on here, it definitely helps on the other charts as well. SPY and Triple Q specifically. But let's see if we could find us a green ticker. Percent change. Anything not down 8%? Okay, so the closest thing to a green ticker we have is Eli Lilly and Walmart and Procter and Gamble. That's crazy. What a day. And it's just started. But let me know, guys, how was the simple charting methods? Were those helpful to you on SPY, Triple Q, or IWM? Hopefully you guys use these little weird tricks and tips for any other kind of volatile day that happens in the future. Because there will be more days like this, don't get me wrong, for up and down. So it's good to have that in the back pocket just in case, you're like, you're overwhelmed. It's really good to do when you're overwhelmed because of the market movement. I mean, let's be honest, it's down already almost 3%. That's a lot of movement. So it's good to have that ready. All right, let's see. What does that SPY chain look like? Oh, it's showing IWM. I'm like, what the hell? These do not look right. I'm trying to just leave the bottom fib extension at the bottom of my screen. Because if we get to that, I'll probably just get off the screen, honestly. Like, we make it down that far, I'll be impressed. I mean, it's already an impressive move, but GDP numbers are pretty important right now. Especially because we actually are trying to move the bar on the interest rates, but we just can't because either jobs get worse or the data gets worse. Like, something ends up getting worse. Last time it was our jobs market. This time it's our GDP. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Oh. Nice wick action on the 5-minute here. I'll probably go to the 1-minute actually. Just so we can actually see what the hell's going on. Ugh. I was wondering earlier too. I was like, man, I said good morning to everybody in stream. Nobody said it back. But it made sense. I couldn't hear me. Wait, Maddie, I read that super late. You're tuned in from 30K feet up? What? Mag 7 is the new Dow Jones index. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I've been watching it alongside like SPY, Triple Q, and it's been somewhat helpful. I'll still tell you this much, man. There's nothing that is like perfect, Like, I swear the best method is still just going through the weight individually yourself. Even if you do the XLs or if you just do the actual individual weights themselves, like, the individual equity itself. But, oh, you're on a jet. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, where could you be 30,000 feet up at? I was about to Google how tall Mount Everest is and see if that's where you were. Bro's just casually replying to me on a jet in my YouTube stream. What a legend. We're all talking about SPY being down 2% or more, and this man's on a jet. Possible bearish retest here under a fib extension that could make this down to 541. It's crazy I'm even saying this out loud. That could make this down to 541. Let's see what the chain's showing. Yeah, the SPY chain's actually not as bad as I thought it'd be. If this retakes 545, you could look at like a short-term call with like a very close stop loss. But besides that, I wouldn't touch this yet. Unless you're just shorting and you're trying to see if you can get the excess part of this, that's fine. But I don't see the point in going long on this until we see any kind of move at least over 545. And that's not even a good level. Honestly, the good level is 547.60s. Like, this is really where you should be looking for calls. But a good retake of this level wouldn't be a bad sign, and I could see it going up and smacking 546, so that wouldn't be a bad play. And then if you do get that excess move, you have a good extra target. So staircase method scalp would be pretty good for this. Breakup of that. Anything else, though, I mean, it's hard to just sit here and be like, yeah, it's bearish. Like, no shit. I think everybody here understands that. I think they've seen the chart themselves. And yeah, good morning, anybody joining us. Definitely check out the trade floor or go back on the stream and see the simplistic way that we drew our levels today, so you're not so confused on all the white levels on my screen. Because there is kind of a weird chart in front of us today. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you. Good morning, Keith. Good morning, anybody else I might have missed. Oh, yo, Churukum. I'm probably saying that name so wrong every time I've said it, by the way. I saw your question in Bueller's course server thing. I wanted to answer you live because it's kind of like a weird reply. So that playlist does not work anymore. But that's not like a set playlist. That's not like you can only learn the BB system if you watch this playlist. Like, no, that's not what that is. That was just me like finding a bunch of videos on the channel that I liked, and then I just named that playlist that. But that playlist link doesn't even work anymore, as you already stated. But if you go to the actual playlist part of my section, I just need to update that. That just needs to be updated. If you go to the playlist part of my channel, though, there are other playlists in there that are kind of similar to that. But it's just personal playlists I've put together, though. It's not like it's a set BB system playlist, and if you don't watch it, you don't understand it. Like, no, you could totally not watch any of those playlists if you want. And then you asked me if I have any playlists on charting videos. I wouldn't say I have maybe a playlist for it, but I mean, here, I'll show you on the screen. Oh wait, you're not in YouTube stream, you're in Discord stream. Awkward. But like I said, though, go to playlist part of my stream, or playlist part of my YouTube channel, and you'll see there's a lot. It's not like I think the new BB playlist that videos that are personally put together by me is this one. But I think it was just because I wanted to split up all these videos, because I have a lot of videos. But this is probably like the BB playlist, if anything. But I'll link it to you. But that was a good question, so I want to answer you live because it's not. That wasn't just like a sentence reply. All right, possible bearish retest against 544.32. No close over. We are getting a possible continuation down here. I'm fine with the name? Okay. Yeah, hopefully was that reply good though? Is that good for you? I just wanted you to know there wasn't like a set playlist. Like, I just have a lot of videos, and sometimes I put together a playlist of my videos. But there isn't any really like set playlist for that. That's actually why I was hyping up that new playlist that I did, that BB Theory playlist, because that's probably the first time I've actually like, besides the scalp trading playlist that I have, the two other ones I have, that's probably my best like organized playlist there is, because I don't normally do that. Where to start? Well, I'll link you that playlist that I was talking about. There's that, and then, so I would work on if like, are you like brand spanking new, like actually looking where to start? I would definitely start with that playlist that I just linked you, and be in the streams. I can go over some TA routine with you after we see some of the movement. I like to let the market play out a little bit, and then we can go over stuff. But I'll go over some basic shit with you after this stuff. No problem. And then I would definitely go through that new playlist that you've been hearing me go over so much recently in the streams, the BB Theory playlist. I'll give you that, and then you can watch that. I don't want you to watch that yet, though, because that's next step. That's like the thinking behind everything. But I want you to get kind of like the template, the rubric of everything, where you're able to draw the levels, you understand how we're getting them. Like today I didn't use the traditional method of getting levels. That's why I went over that specifically in stream, because I don't want someone to look at this and be like, what the fuck, you're abandoning the TA routine. Like, no, I'm not. I'm just using a simple simple way of getting levels today because there's just so much chaos. You know, I want simpleness in front of me. I want less. So that was the only reason. But I like to make that clear. I don't want someone to think we're just like switching up every single day because I hate switching up levels and stuff like that. I like to just set it, forget it, move on. Which is perfect because that's what the TA routine's for. But getting the levels and then the thinking behind the levels are two different levels. So make sure you're starting with that playlist I just linked, and then we'll go over some stuff. And then down the road, as you get more comfortable with like, okay, I know how to draw the levels. I understand why we do this, why we do that. Then I would say that's the point you can watch that new playlist when you get to that point. I mean, you could watch it whenever the hell you want. It's a free country. But that's just my advice for like how to learn the system. I would definitely take time to like get that muscle memory of like understanding how we draw some of these levels or how we're getting a lot of these levels. Because there's not really deep thinking behind how you draw the levels, but how you trade them, there's definitely some thinking behind that. And guys, that bearish retest is almost into that low. That contract moved pretty good actually. I was watching the same day 540 to see if it'd move at all because I was kind of curious how the volatility was, but it actually moved pretty well. The 540 put went from 120 to 180, so 60, what's that, 50%? So it actually did move pretty well. Good job, though, if anybody was paying attention in stream. I was watching that one, but you didn't have to buy the 540. There was a bunch of other ones. I can't type. I just saw what Rob said. If they buy the dip completely up, I don't know what the Bears can do anymore. They'll need a nuke going off in America or something to have a down day. Yeah, if we closed green today, I think I'd freak out. I'd be like, alright, we're closing this up, guys. Everyone get off your screens. That'd be wild. That would be the most 2025 thing ever, though. And guys, why am I calling out? I want to ask you guys this so you understand as well. But why am I calling out not just, oh, there's a bearish retest, but why am I saying, oh, this is a good target? Why am I saying here is a good target, not the level, not 540-250 like we said earlier? Why am I randomly saying this is a good area to at least get out some and then see if we make it down to that next area? So this would be like a runner's move. If you have runners, then you can make it to 541. Not your full position. But why would I say that right there? Why is this a good notable spot for a target? Matty Ice, liking the IB here but not trusting my Wi-Fi. You are 30,000 feet up. I don't blame you. Think SPY will pull back up? There's definitely a good chance. And yo, peoples, since you're back, you understand the levels and stuff. You should definitely check out that playlist too. If you don't know where it is, ask me and I will bring it over to you. But does anybody have a response to that question I just asked, though? Let me pull up Discord too. I'm sure y'all are answering me. We've already gone down so much. I mean, that's a good reply, but that's not what I was looking for. It's because that's the recent low. It's right there. But yeah, but that is the thinking behind it, though. It's like, yeah, so we've sold off so much, like, I need to nitpick my targets. So it's good that we hit this. Let's see if we can make it down to that second one. Let me see what this contract actually goes down to now. Okay, it is moving really well. It was at 176. It's at 200 now. So it's actually moving really well. I thought it wasn't going to move at all. I thought I was about to see that sit at 180 the whole time. From here to here. That would not have surprised me. Almost made it down to that next target. But yes, good answer, Garden and Carter. Thank you. What's up, Kaizen? You said ask again, please. Yeah, bro. Could you send it? Yeah, let me send it to you. Are you even in that server? You probably just need an invite to that server, just in general. I don't even think you're in there. It's the extra server I have that's like super private. Only I can invite people. But it's for like lifetime and like course owners and just YouTube people. But go down into that. Once you're in that server, peoples, go to the very, very, very bottom. There's a playlist called BB Theory. It has its own little category. New BB Theory playlist. Click on that and then scroll up. There's a playlist link. There's a couple of posts in there now. But scroll up. There's a link in there. But that's where the courses are too. But it's not just the courses. I have the trading strategies in there, the digital download. I have a lot in there. I might not be that organized, but damn it, my course server's pretty organized. It's got literally everything in there. Yo, good job, Spicy Pepper. Round of applause. Should I turn volume back on? I saw you had it on. When's the last time I had volume on my chart? 30 bones on a 538 put. For a second, I was like, dude, do you watch the same podcast I watch? Well, it's not really a podcast. I don't know why that got me when you said bones, because there's like this skit that I watched that's really funny. He's like, yeah, man, I went to this improv class, and they said every time you forget what you're supposed to say, just say the word bones. Damn, we were less than 50 cents away from hitting that next or second fib extension down. And remember, when you see these dotted lines versus these other ones, this is just the overnight gaps, like extra targets. So when we gap down to here, these are like the excess targets away from here. They're just calculated out. All right, so we didn't get that liquidity grab here like I was kind of hoping for. But we are kind of getting one here at this low, which means, again, it's just a loss and a retake of a level. But it's not a real level. It's just a recent low. So it's not that notable, but it's still somewhat notable because we did kind of go down here, then we went up, then we kind of chill out here again, then we dump more. But you can see we definitely stopped here like twice. So the fact we just went back over, it's not a horrible sign. It's just not super, super notable yet. Oh, okay, Kaizen. Thank you. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, I get so caught up while I'm talking. But it looks like I got you, though. By the way, this playlist, this watch list right here is just the top 20 weights. I think it's 20. Yeah, 20. You can see tech is bouncing a little bit, nothing crazy. A little bit of a bounce in banks, a little bit of a bounce in discretionary, a little bit of a bounce in healthcare, communication sector, industrials, not staples. So staple stocks, I almost feel like if we do get our recovery on the other parts of sectors, you'll probably see a little bit of droop or drop in this continuation still. I wouldn't be surprised if staples get a little bit more beat up than the rest as we stop. But that's even if that happens today. I'm just pointing that out. We could just dump all day if we wanted. I'm not trying to tell the future. And yeah, just another good rejection. Nothing crazy. I'm still kind of interested in this right here. I'm not marking this as a true level, but this is interesting that we've stopped here, hit it again. This is kind of where we're chilling out even right now as I'm speaking. So we'll see if that ends up holding or not. Nothing crazy though. If that breaks, just adds on to the depression that is the SPY chart today. What's with the glazing in here? Who are we glazing? I don't remember glazing anybody. Doing great, man. I'm just on vacation for a minute. I was busy AF at work. $543.70 is Friday's low. When I saw your Discord DM say, yo, no audio, I was like, huh? I forgot my daily Tobias slap. The 9 EMA on the SPY. Oh, this is a good call out. Stop at 105, target to 3, back to AFL. What the hell's he saying? Sometimes I can't tell what Tobias is typing. It's like that. It's like Mel, but like not quite Mel, you know? Like you can kind of pick up what he's saying, but there's still like a little bit of gray area. No hate to Tobias, of course. I love Tobias. Well, we are kind of chilling out around that spot. More green candles appearing there. Maybe I'll just leave my cursor there for a second. Let's see how Triple Q and IWM are acting. What are they up to? So they hit their first fib extension. They're kind of using that. This is what I was wanting SPY to look like. Like actually using one of the levels as a liquidity grab. Whereas in this case, it's just kind of using this in the middle of nowhere spot. This isn't a fib extension or anything. It's just a good shoulder. But they kind of did it here and then popped up above it. But on Triple Q, that's like all happening at an actual fib extension. So it's a little cleaner. But still no cigar here for either chart, to be honest with you, for buyers. IWM, Jesus, dude. You look bad, too. Good rejection here, good follow-up. Kind of just looking for that new low, really. Any pop over that level here definitely invalidates any short-term sellers in this area. It's a pretty clean chart, not gonna lie. If we weren't down $5 already, this would be nice. It's another harsh reality, too, is like when you zoom in, it's like you're not just down from here. We're not just down from 547.60. We're down from 554. A little different. God, there's just so much red on the screen. But how have the updates been this morning, everybody? Let me know. Be sure to drop a like if you are in the YouTube stream. It helps out a ton. Share the stream link around. I'm sure people who originally clicked on that were like, what the hell? I can't hear anything. I would like to see this just chill out between these two levels for a bit. Considering we are down 11, almost $12 right here. Whoa, what the hell? I didn't even notice it just now, but that last fib extension actually kind of lines up at a really good spot. We kind of like sold off to here before gapping down both times. Third time, though, we actually kept going up. So not today. I mean, realistically, I'll say this. Not today, but over the course of this week, if we somehow made it down to there, that could be a really good stopping point. Wouldn't mind that at all. If we retake 545 today, that'd be a good sign too, because honestly, that's not a bad level to hold. Getting back over this, now that we have good price action above it, a good wick above, it'd be really nice to see us hold 545 today. If we get more weakness in the week, I would say towards the end of the week, it'd be really nice for us to be holding 538s. So let's write that down. Today, 545. End of week, 530. I'm just going to say 538 because it really is not 538. But it's close to it. So that's kind of what I think. Those are my opinions. Nothing special. Great updates. Can't look at the charts, but update paints a perfect visual. Thank you, Alexis. Appreciate that. And yeah, I only called out once because I wasn't really trying to like pressure people to trade today. Because I mean, Jesus Christ, we're down $11, 2%. But this is another good bearish setup here. This is the exact entry from earlier. It just sucked because we've already gone down that one time. So not a bad short setup here, but I would more or less be looking for this to pop over 545. But I'm not going to be surprised if it just smacks 544 and then just goes back down to the bottom of the range. Breaking 541 would take a lot, though. Now that we've gone down so much, it's very obviously bearish. So it's going to be hard to make new lows now that we've done this. Does that make sense? What the helly? What's up, lag? What is up? I need to check Discord. Pop over and retest would see PML. Yeah, probably PML and then like this lower high area from open market and then CDO. That'd be like your last, hey, this is what I should target type level. That's even if that happens. But I also really love this spot here because this is like, all right, if we're under this, we're more bearish. If we're over this, you have a chance of being somewhat bullish, but I'm talking intraday, not actually bullish. So it's kind of nice we have this little bit of a buffer zone as well. Yeah, good forward thinking. Yeah, no, you're doing great. That's what I want to see is good forward thinking. That's kind of how you should be treating this. At all times. When you're trading, when you're not trading, when you're just checking the price of something. What the hell are y'all talking about in trade floor? Oh, it's a spammer. I see. Master the art of eBay and Amazon FBA e-commerce. Master the art of it. Spot price errors and freebies. Get access to free auto checkout bots. Wait, what is this last point? Free food? Huh? You know, I've heard some pretty good scams over the years, but I've never heard of any of them giving free food. What the? That's actually funny. Like you said, after following and holding slightly, could get a little move up. Yeah, most likely. It's just because of the obviousness of the bearish move that's already happened now. This is the definition of a liquidity grab. Now, will it actually get follow through? That's where you kind of get that like gray area, because it could close over this level, go up, smack the bottom of this green candle, and then go right back down. It doesn't actually have to go up and hit anything notable, right? It could stop wherever it wants. So that is one thing I don't like about it, but I think using context helps though. Like on a day like today, would you look at this to close over this and go all the way up to 550? Fuck no. You'd maybe aim for this lower high, maybe that at today's open, but like even that would be a stretch because of what we've already seen. And it's funny because it's not even 9:15. We have still not even passed an hour long in this open market session yet, and we've already moved a really good amount. We almost dropped $6. We've already picked up almost almost 4, I should say. It's actually an insane amount of move. It's exactly what I explained anytime I've streamed. I know I haven't streamed consistently 5 days in a row, but the kind of mark we've had, we haven't really needed to. But every time I've streamed, we've gone over this. This is the kind of market where you're going to get a lot of movement. You're not going to have a week or a month where it's just straight down. You're not going to have a month where it's straight up. It's going to be both. You're going to have a lot of down. You're going to have a lot of up. You're going to have a lot of movement is what I'm trying to get at. And this is really good for like a scalper type options trader. But for anybody who's looking for like investments, like you really shouldn't be dumping all your money on one of these charts just because it had a really big down week, you know? Yeah, DCA, that's definitely the best investment strategy in my opinion in this kind of market. It's just a very volatile market. Really good amount of movement, but not really going in a single direction for a long period of time, right? You just saw it too. For a couple weeks, we were just going down, and for a week or two now, we've just been going up. So it's a lot of movement. You might seem like we're not going anywhere, but it's a lot. So for anybody who's trying to like find new opportunity or like back test for new opportunity, this is one of the best markets for it. It might not feel like it because the volatility is through the roof. The implied volatility, I'm sure, is also close to going through the roof most days, but it's a good opportunity. Like today, honestly, I was itching to enter this. And then I didn't. And then I was like, you know what? Let me not miss the next one. So I took this one. I was like, you know what? I missed out already. Let me get this one. So didn't get this was probably the better setup. But this was definitely the more ideal for me because I didn't know what to look for. I didn't want to be jumping the gun 5 minutes into the day. This is the 1 minute chart, by the way. I didn't want to jump the gun in the first 5 minutes of the day. Who wants to be that guy that enters in the first 5 minutes and then gets it wrong? Like that's shitty. I don't want to shit on my own day in the first 5 minutes. So, give yourself a little bit of a chance. Like that was my kind of thinking. I haven't taken another trade since. I really want to take a pop over 545 into 547s, but it's not as ideal. Yes, is it possible? I've already taken a trade. Should I look to take that risky of one? Probably not. They invalidated the idea of a bearish retest here, by the way. So we'll see if we get a drop outside of 544.30s. If you do, this would be a really good sign for a drop. Any kind of hold here, though, kind of adds to that context that we were talking about, possibly getting a pop into that lower high right here. Dude, my lines are horrible today. Okay. There. That's where we would want to go if we get a pop over this level. And this would be like kind of like a secondary target if that even happens. A drop outside of 544.32 definitely does nothing to help that scenario. Maybe if it lost it and retaked it, but that's the only time. But let me know. Hopefully that makes sense. That was a lot of weird conversation there. Good morning, BB fam. Another volatile day. What's up, Mikey? Good to sharpen scalping. Yeah, just make sure you focus on like being passive when you're starting out, because it amazes me how many people jump into scalping and then just try to make like the biggest moves ever. It's like, brother, what are you doing? They try to turn every trade into like a superhero trade. So I would say, seriously, staircase method is like one of the coolest things to think about when you're trading, like scalps specifically. But it's a good concept for all styles of trading. Pacing might be a little different. Like the liquidity grab of the 15-minute low, but agree would like to see a consolidated bit. Yeah, that's kind of the point I'm on. Like, I like longs here if we get over 545.11, but I don't know. I kind of like that it didn't just pop this, I'll be honest with you. I like that it didn't just pop this and go instantly. I like that it stopped for a second. I think this definitely adds to the value of this move if it does break 545s there, which it looks like it's trying to. If you can make 10K with scalps in 5 minutes, you can lose 10K. Yeah, that's also true. That's why, like, you hear me be so timid about it. Like, some people would, like, hear me talk about it and be like, oh, he just wants us to be fucking scared. Like, no, I don't want you to be scared. I want you to be confident. But I want you to also be aware of the dangers of all of this. Like, you shouldn't be looking to trade 3 times a day. Like, 3 should be the max, if anything, right? Doing it, like, that shouldn't be your goal to trade that many times. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting your scalp and then being done. Like, what's so wrong with that? People hear that and they're like, oh, he's scamming us. He doesn't want us to get more gains in the market. Like, yeah, that's my whole goal. That was my master plan. It's like, no, it's just I just think that's the right way to scalp. I don't see the point in going and scalping 6 times. I think that's actually so moronic. It's like people forget that, like, every time you take a trade, like, you're paying money for contracts. They're not free. There is a such thing as trading commission, brother. Damn, look at King Carnage. It looks like he bought at the bottom. He did like the hold of 541 at that second fib extension. Selling into the PML. Yeah, it's okay. Not at PML, but approaching it. You're right. Not perfectly touching it, but I mean, we're in the general area. Huge, huge trade, King Carnage. What made you buy? I want to know. Good job, though. Not, discounting anything you did. Great job. 90% is nothing to joke about. I was over here bragging about 50%, 80%, right? 90%, dude. Phew. Like, now King Carnage can go enjoy Counter-Strike and then whatever else he does during the day. Carnage followed my wife's advice. He bought the bottom. Oh, that's right. Your wife did give the advice. The lows. Good job, though, King Carnage. And I don't like to do this too much because I really hate putting pressure on people in chat. But Kevo has been doing this pretty consistently, but he also called out calls in the Discord. So he was also doing that. So that's why I was kind of curious how you entered Carnage, because he was buying the higher low of that retake. Here, hold up. I don't know why I'm saying it when I can just show you. So I don't typically like to do this unless it's at a level. But I don't ever get mad at anybody in chat that does this, because it does logically make sense. So we lost this area, and we highlighted this. We talked about this in stream. But he was buying the higher lows of this. So when we retook this and he saw this holding here, that's when he started buying. He's like, you know what? I like this. It's holding. So there was some conviction there, but I just didn't like it because of how much we were down. But that's why I don't ever criticize anyone in chat that does do it, because it's like, it works. It's just, do you have the balls to do it, basically? There is no other science behind it. Do you have the balls to do it? Because that's really what it takes. It's a trade that makes sense. It's logical. It's feasible. It's just like, do you have the do you have the cojones to do it? Because it really is a risky trade. Because that could also be seen as a lower high retest for more downside. But the whole point of that is to point out this. There's a low, and there's just a head poking out underneath it, and that's it. We're holding that. That's really the only science behind it. That's no other deeper thinking behind it. So really, 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 really powerful. It's just risky. Holy crap, I'm losing my voice. Oh. So that was what he went for. But good call up by him in there. I was trying to send a GIF. There we go. Good job, Carter. My bad, I'm checking this too. Forward thinking, making it. Pop over and retest would see PM. Hey, there you go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, it's not even that. That's what I'm talking about, Carter. Like, you don't have to act on that, right? Like, you could do that forward thinking. Like, that's why I don't understand how to label it, but that's what I'm labeling it. The forward thinking thing. Like, doing that all the time. If you can do that actively all the time, like, you will be forced to make better trades. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're gonna make the best trades of your life. You're gonna be so profitable. You're gonna be rich. Like, I'm not even gonna sell that pipe dream. But you will definitely be in a position where you're seeing a lot better potential trades, but a lot better opportunity. Like right there, you were talking about how if we did retake, where would it go? Like, where is the ideal spot for it to go bump its head? PML. That makes sense to me. I mean, it's like a barrier basically. So no, really, really good job on that. Because that's what I want to see, not, oh, it's going to go hit this because I said it's going to go hit this. Like, don't turn it into like an ego thing. Like, no, this is just what the levels are showing me. This is just what the chart's telling me. There's no other thinking beyond that. That's it. Right? Therefore, we have like a baseline to kind of go back to every single time. It's always, what did the chart say? It's never, what was I feeling in this moment? It's it's like, fuck your emotions. What were you thinking at that point? That's what I want to see, though. Really, really, really nice post. It's my biggest focus right now. I can read it, but I gotta trust. Exactly, and that's kind of what I meant here too with like Kevo's trade and King Carnage's trade. Is like, some people in here would be like, oh, well, isn't that risky? It's like, yeah, it is risky, but it made sense. Like, that's what trading is. Like, that next step. But good job to anybody who was talking about that forward-thinking process of, if we do move up, where can we go? What ideally makes sense? I guess I'll leave that level up. But good job. And good job for because now it's nice, because I can look in chat, it's not just Kevo seeing it. It's not just me saying it. I can look in chat and it's Kevo, Carter, King Carnage, and I'm sure more of you also were also kind of thinking about that too. So it's nice too. More and more of you are also kind of popping up and arriving at the same conclusion. So use that as well. Reinforce each other. I'm not saying go in chat and start gaslighting each other, but kind of like how Kevo did there. Just point it out. You don't go in there and make people see it. Be like, hey guys, look, it is definitely bearish. I don't give a fuck if someone in chat is disagreeing with you. Don't go in there and argue with each other. Focus on yourself. But go post. Reinforce that idea. I'm sure there's 10 other people just like you looking at the exact same thing. And good post by him too. He just said we were holding PML, which is kind of funny if you actually mark PML. I think that's where that hammer's holding. Yeah, that hammer's holding right here above it. A little bit of a retake here. And that's another thing too. Don't just think about like, oh, what trades did I miss out on? Like, yeah, I missed out on this, and then I caught this. But what else could have been done here? You know, and looking at like, oh, okay, well, there were some higher lows here. We popped above this. I really like there's a higher low holding this level. Like, look at other opportunities as well. Don't just look at the drop that you missed. Look at the recovery and how you could have read that. 1 hour wick, sheesh. Let me look at that. I don't even have the hour chart on. Oh, does he have it with equity thing off? This is my hour chart, but is mine wrong? What a crazy morning so far, huh? No way. We're actually hitting the top of that. And cool, we hit that little lower high. That level that we marked that wasn't kind of part of the original part of the chart actually is coming into work. It's actually being utilized. Alright, now, what is our thought process, guys? We just returned from 541.50 all the way to 546.50s. What is our thought process? At one point, we were at down $11. We're only down, I mean, I say only. We're down 8 here. What is our thought process? Personally, I mean, we talked about making it up here and that would be pretty crazy. So that's probably like, that's like heaven for me. If we hit that, that's like as high as I think we could hit. If we go any farther than that, I probably don't care about taking action on it. I'll sit here and witness it. I'll definitely sit here and praise SPY for continuing on. But definitely not taking action on that excess movement. If you guys are fine, but when I say excess movement, I mean like outside of your expectations. Like if it's going outside of your expectations, that should never be like a new position that you're taking on. That could be like runners maybe from an old position that you had, but you should never be trying to take new trades outside of your expected trading area. But yeah, it's already crazy that we've made it this high, I'll be honest. Even if we don't hit that level right above our head right now, it doesn't even matter. The fact that we've held and moved back up the way we did is already impressive enough. Any other thoughts, though, by you guys? Any other comments or anything? I always like to read it out. Really interesting, though. Really interesting day. A lot of movement. Gotta head out, guys. Love y'all and trade safe. None for me today. Good to see you, peoples. Have a good rest of your day, man. And yeah, probably not good to take a trade on your day back. But good to see you, man. Bro shows up just to see GDP numbers. My bad, Carnage. I'm catching up to you now. Lowering volume approaching the minus 100% fib. Then you saw momentum switching on the 1 minute to bulls, and then you pulled the trigger. Okay, so you saw one thing, then you saw a second thing, and you're like, all right, that's enough. I'm in. All right. I got in after the 10 a.m. candle broke the high of the 9:59 candle. I knew it was risky. Stop loss was riskier, sorry. Stop loss was as soon as the new low was made. No, I like that. I like that. That's kind of where I thought your head was at, but I wanted to hear you say it. I wanted to see you type that out. Because these are all good reasons. Lowering volume into the second fib extension. Because think about that. What does that even mean? Like, don't think about that as like, oh, we're down to his second level. Okay, but what is that level? That's an extension of what we've already done, right? It's just an add-on to what we've already seen go down. So if we're hitting the second fib extension of a gap down, that wasn't a small gap down either. I think we could both agree, all of us can agree, that was a very large gap down. So if we were hitting a second fib extension, That's insane. That's a lot of selling, right? That's why I'm saying it's insane that we've gone from this to this again, because it's like we just erased every bit of that extra selling that happened. There is buyers. There are definitely buyers somewhat present. The fact that we've even done this is evidence to that. So very, very good job. But that's a good reason, and I liked how you added on to that. Because you shouldn't just have one reason to be in, right? It's like, oh, okay, so what, King Carnage? You saw lowering volume. Why is that the only reason you entered? It wasn't. He had another reason. He liked that it had a return price action. He liked that it was holding the higher lows, which amazing purple line there, Bueller. There we go. A little easier. But great job, King Carnage. That's what I wanted to hear from you. Great job. Round of applause to you. Round of applause to Kevo, Carter, anybody else who was kind of on that forward thinking of, okay, we've gotten down here. Let's start to look to see, can we get some higher lows or what's about to happen? And you can see, too, not really a real struggle here the second time it went back up here, right? They fell. Second bearish retest popped up for the day. They fell. Awesome. I mean, kind of expected this price action. And then once we pop back up, not seeing us break lower, okay, nothing really crazy yet. Then we get back up into this high. Okay, then we start to think, okay, now it's definitely possible because we're starting to see not just good price action hold up, but nothing really start to show more struggle. We don't see any struggle around this level that we were definitely struggling at earlier. It's just been a grind up ever since. Really good job, though. John G as well. He said he just got out of his last runner as it approached CDO. I definitely want to see y'all's trade reviews today. Make sure y'all get those trade reviews out there. Round of applause, though. Good job, John G. I'm like round of applauding, golf clapping. Good job, dude. Seriously. I don't say that stuff because it's like, oh, you made money. Good job. Ha, ha, ha. It's like, no, dude. It's like, I'm happy for you because you actually had the confidence to take that trade. Like, I know you guys are smart enough to see them. I don't care about that. Like, I know that. I know you're capable. But then seeing you actually do it is a completely another level, dude. So round of applause, man. Seriously. That confidence you keep building up, really good job. It's not easy. You were looking at 541.50. Then that huge bullish engulfing. Yeah, that was a pretty crazy candle. This was a good candle. This was a good starter candle, too. Also, Kevo just brought this up. But good pattern recognition, too. I mean, this is technically a bearish engulfing. Then you get another candle, too, that's like pretty much the low of this candle. And it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Like, it's like you got two of the same pattern back to back to back, right? Or back to back. Then what happened? And it's kind of funny because we were kind of mentioning this before this drop happened because we were like, it's kind of weird. Like they're at the same exact low because this was the target for our sellers right here, for our first sellers when we were selling. This was our first target. It's funny how that first target from back here, excess move, blah, 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 they end up going up. It's funny they end up holding that exact area and more good candles appear. And nothing super scary. Again, kind of talking about no struggle against this. You can see it here too. Not really any struggle trying to hold this. And then what? Then they pop back up. Just a good staircase. I mean, really nothing else to mention there after that. But I'm not really proud of y'all being able to see that stuff. I'm proud that y'all had like the confidence to actually act on it. You know, it's one thing to say it. It's another to do it. The forward thinking too. That's like a little bit different than just saying like, oh, I think it's gonna go up. Like no, when you're doing that forward thinking process, it's more like, all right, well, this is why we went down. This is why I think we can go up. And this is what it needs to do if it does go up. You know, you're actually like breaking down what actually needs to happen. Not just green candle go up, you know, no caveman thinking. Buyers met the sellers confidently. And that's a really cool way to think about it too. Like the confidence of the buyers. I like that you said it like that. Because yeah, really good pattern recognition too. I didn't even think about that. Big move down, now up is where I can get some hiccups, trying to find who has what, not trying to be overly on the chart. It really does come down to context though. Like it is insanely important. Because if you just sit there and you're like, oh, it broke this level, oh, it went over this level, went under this level, like, okay, what are you really even reading? You know, but if you have context of what that level is, like, okay, we gap down from here. We hit the fib extension. Okay, now, okay, what is a fib extension? Oh, is it just a random dotted line on my screen? Like, no, it's an extension of where we gap down from. So if we go through 3 of them, right, if we would have kept going and we made it through 537.70 today, I would easily sit there and tell you, okay, there shouldn't be more selling. Like, there shouldn't be, right? If we would have gotten all the way down to here in one day, I think we could all sit here and be like, okay, there shouldn't be more selling today. Like, that's the kind of expectation you have for yourself. And it's the same thing when you get down to the first one, same thing when you get down to the second one. Like, there's a different thought process. You get down to this first one, it's like, okay, we hit the first one. It's not that crazy if we go down to the second one. You know, you're kind of in that thought process still. But when you're down at that third one, it's like, okay, if we go any farther than this, I don't know what to think, you know? So it's kind of cool to have that. It's like a gauge. You're like gauging how far it can go and what it means if it goes that far. Because I would say this is an average drop, like, once we had this gap down. But it's the size of the gap down and the distance between these fib extensions that makes it so impressive. Because it's not just $1. This is a little over $3 drop here, just between these two levels. So I think that's honestly another reason, too, that today worked out so well. For movement down and up, it's because of the distancing. What the hell was that? Something just fell on my desk. Yeah, good job. Good job, everybody. Those were really good posts. I like the reasoning, too. I like how you guys weren't just like, check out my gains, check out my gains. You guys were instantly talking about the reasoning on why you entered. And I truly believe that's very helpful. John G, you do. So on YouTube, you have member access. I don't know what your membership is on Discord. I'd have to look, but it doesn't matter. You have access. Let me find it. If you go to the YouTube stream, or I mean YouTube channel, I can't speak English, and click playlist, and then go to that. Oh wait, no, you don't go to that. You go to membership. Sorry, I can't think. You go to membership and then click on this post. I'm not scrolling down any further because it'll show the link that I'm not supposed to share. But yeah, you click that and then you click on that and it takes you to it. But you do have access. Yes, sir. Make sure to save the link too. So if you like don't have your YouTube membership anymore, you still have the playlist link. Again, though, good job, King Carnage. Good job, Carter. Good job, John G. Good job, Kevo. Thank you, Kevo, again. Morning, Ace. Good to see you. How is it over there in the land of Ventura? All right, let's check chat because I have been not reading it as much as I should be. Huge shout out, by the way, to Letterbuck. You've been doing really good updating Microsoft. Mike T's been doing it with UPS. I really like when you guys do that, where you like kind of focus on updates for one. Because it's like, oh, okay, I remember when Letterbuck was saying this was bullish or bearish above this or below that. You can go and tell the story of what someone's been updating. Earnings to decide its fate. It definitely looks like it. Damn, that's another crazy thing to think about. We've had all this movement, and we still have Apple, Microsoft earnings. And it's all Ace Ventura's fault. Microsoft gonna be big? Yeah, no, that it should be. I mean, if it doesn't get any movement, I don't think I'll care either. But I expected to get something after what we've seen from the other earnings reports. I expect Microsoft or Apple to do anything, up or down. I really don't care. It's just I expect it to move. Which honestly is great for us, because then on SPY it'll give us a gap down or a gap up, and then we can abuse that on that chart. So I welcome the movement on the equities. Please. Definitely not a bad sign for buyers here that they're still holding 545s, guys. It's actually a really good sign. A pop over that 546.50 would definitely add on to that. I would say it shouldn't even worry about this high right here. It should just go on and hit the today's open. 547.50s. We'll see though. These are 1 minute candles too. Some of these feel like 5 minutes, but they're not. But we should be headed towards 547.50s. Now that we've actually gone through that level and held again, should go smack that. That's the expectation. Lag, I think you confused Tobias. He's like, what did I ever do to you? Oh yeah, let me check the UPS chart. Okay, nothing different. Super low volume on that chart so far for today. Super. Trying to make it a little bit easier to look at. But yeah, how's everyone in stream so far though? A lot of really good updates from earlier into right now, but just kind of chilling now, seeing what everyone's up to. We're almost reaching 10 o'clock. We're only 15 minutes away. But how is everyone this morning? I get so caught up in updates, sometimes I forget how much time's even gone by. Oh, Rob's message is hilarious. Doing well? Good to hear. Good to hear. That is important. This guy Ace, he is in the YouTube stream and he typed, finished workshop number 10, on to the next one. Brother, if I had $1 for every time you said workshop any number following that word, I would literally be a gazillionaire. Like I would actually be the most wealthy person in existence of humankind if I had $1 for every time you typed workshop and then a number following it. I don't even think you've actually watched the workshop videos now, honestly. You said it so much, I don't even believe you've seen them. Oh, by the way, I think your skins, I'm able to send them today. Let me look. This wealthy person, and I'm sending him Counter-Strike skins. It's crazy the world we live in. Oh, no, I can't send them today, but you'll have them either super late tonight or very early tomorrow. God, the world we live in. Yeah, make sure y'all say good morning to Ace. He needs it, man. Anything to add fuel to the fire. UPS, I listened to the earnings call. Numbers weren't that bad, but tariff guidance was uncertain. Oh, I hate that. Let's see if SPY can hold or fold PML. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely a very, very high impact area, that PML, for today. That's interesting, though. What's up with postal services in Canada? Has that been resolved yet, or is that still a problem? I think it's crazy that that's even a thing, by the way. I didn't think we would ever have issues with a bordering country like that. Like, that's kind of like next level. It's like, come on, guys, it's just fucking mail. I mean, I can understand if, like, people are sending gold bars through the mail, you know. That would be a problem. Because that could be, like, you know, them dodging it. But it's just weird, like, the whole problem with, like, mail. Just general mail. Why is that such an issue between our country and theirs? It's just mail. Let them have their mail. It's weird too because it's creating like discrepancies in like side markets. Like take Pokemon cards for example. There's an entire market in Pokemon cards that people can profit from just because they're in Canada. It's like that's like forced profits just because of where they're at. Mailing having to do with part of that. It's just crazy. It's a weird world we live in 2025. You thought NFTs were bad. Well, to be fair, at least you can hold a Pokemon card. Or whatever. I mean, there's other side market. I'm using that as an example, but there's tons of like side commerce markets that people all take advantage of. Okay, Andrew. How dare you call me Andrew? I was just using that as an example. It was a good example. There's a lot of other things like that. There's like cars, too. Like there's selling of cars has gone through the floor. Prices are crazy. Not as many buyers now. It was the same thing with houses like 5 years ago. Is this same thing with houses to this exact day? It's all regional. What do y'all think, though, guys? We get more movement today, or y'all think we tap out here finally for a little bit, and then maybe lunchtime, like end of lunchtime or end of day, we finally get a secondary move? I say secondary move like we didn't just drop like $11. What is everyone's general consensus, though? What's up, Ace? How's your day so far? Oh, I thought I didn't mess up a single word. I messed up one whole word. I spelled Marquette. Marquette. There we go. Posted a little midday update for premium in there because kind of needed it. Is anybody watching anything that isn't anything I'm looking at? I kind of was looking at SPY, Triple Q, IWM for the most part today. Is anybody looking at anything different? What's the difference between WTD and... Oh, I think I just figured it out. Okay, that makes more sense. Kind of just seeing what all's recovered in comparison to like where its current day open is, where its current price now. Some of these did really well, actually. Oh, UNH. Did that go down to that next spot? It did not, but it got close. I forgot who brought this up on YouTube stream yesterday, but whoever did is a good ticker to watch. Actually, let me remind myself to do this so I don't forget it. That would suck. Back down to this time frame because I kind of just want to see what else recovered and how much have they recovered. This says earnings end of week. Green on the day, but my monthly calendar makes me want to puke. Can't wait to see it. What's up, Sam Ram? EMPH. There we go. How was all end phase doing? She at $0 a share yet? Nope. You know, I actually was expecting this to be a lot lower. That actually fought a lot. There's a lot of fighting in here. It didn't just have that straight drop. Even today. Oh, whoops. There's a lot of excess levels on here. I've charted in phase energy a lot. I think I'm just tracking the lower highs on each dip. That's all I was doing. There's a lot of really far targets for this, though. If it does continue under 50, there's some pretty good viable targets at 42, 39. I'd be interested to see it smack its head against 50 again. Or maybe work itself back up into here and then maybe give ourselves a better trade. But that is an interesting chart. I've always said this should go down to 0. Or at least like $20 a share. Speaking of stocks that should go to 0. Damn. There's going to be a day where we don't see Beyond Meat anymore, guys. It's going to happen. It is going to happen. There was a point in time where this was a super tradable chart. And now it's just gone from existence. It's just gone. What's another stock that you guys remember that's been deleted from time? John G, you're watching NVIDIA. NVIDIA's a good one because there's no earnings for it. Well, everything else is. So that's one cool thing. Not as much semiconductors earnings volatility to worry about. But I also have NVIDIA on watch. It's one of my favorite charts. I think I just like to watch it day to day, though. It's not even just something I watch just on a certain time frame. I just like watching it. Not bad, though. Not bad, though. I was just curious to see what y'all are watching. Thank you for replying. Spot getting bought up into earnings. Discretionary. T triple Q on high. Ticker. What? Wait, D-Touch, I'm lost. What are you asking? You fibbed the green candle from high to low. I don't think I fibbed the candle. What is he talking about? I just have fibs on the gap downs, not the candles themselves. And we gapped down, so I drew down. Ace. Let me see what this is. I won't read it out loud. Oh my god, I don't blame you for wanting to puke. What are you doing on those 2 days? It's like you Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde yourself. It's like on these other days, you're totally fine, you're like yourself, and then Mr. Hyde comes out. It's like, what the fuck? That's funny, though. Ace, if there's one thing I believe, man, I believe you will get it all back. I've seen you return a lot bigger numbers before. Let's not forget that one day. That one was crazy because I was like literally there for it. New high of day. We talked about how impressive this would be if it ever happened. Just again, because the amount of movement. Ooh, nice, Mike. Sorry, I'm catching up to updates by everybody. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of today. I'm proud of the updates, not just by me, but by you guys in the chat as well. Looked like everybody kind of had a good sense of direction. Not just when we were going down, but when we started slowing up. It definitely felt like, excuse me, it felt like most of the chat was kind of on the same page. So that was good. Kevo called out, King Carnage called out, I called out one short. There's a lot of cool updates in here today. I like that a lot. Not like that we should be calling out to each other like we have to, but it is kind of nice to have that reinforcement of like, oh, yo, my friend says he's also bearish. That's cool. I'm also bearish. It's just nice to have that kind of like same mindset. Like I said, being on the same page. We shouldn't have to copy each other. That's not what I'm getting at. Definitely don't want to do that. But you're going to definitely bump heads with people in chat and be like, oh, hey, look, we're looking at the same thing. That's honestly a good sign. It's not that bad. Man, I'm going to have to fix that daily chart again. Just as I posted this was the pivot point, we gapped down away from it. We got right back to square one. It's funny, though, because we go down to square one. Let's remember the square one level is 545.11. So go down to smaller time frames. We go down, we break it, we got a good move under it. We go back up, we break it, we got a good move above it. Like, it's definitely very active around 545. So just remember that moving forward. 545 is a very, very key level. Guys, though, I think I'm going to end the stream here. But any good movement over 547.50s here, that white level that price is currently above right now, any good movement above this is a very good sign that we want to try to smack our heads against the 550s. Now, also kind of take into account, though, that we've already moved a lot. So if we don't go perfectly touch it, it's not the end of the world. So kind of keeping that on the back burner, not looking to actively trade as much for the rest of the day. Was kind of waiting to see if we get consolidation before like an end of day lunchtime move or end of day move just in period power hour. But they seem to already be wanting to do this before 10:30 has even started. So not really surprised if they do go up and hit 550. But we are impressed by the amount of movement in this amount of time. It's not even the first 2 hours of the day, and we've already seen a huge move down, a huge move up with potential of going higher. That's even the crazier part. So honestly, very fantastic day for movement, full of opportunity. Stream, honestly, I hope you guys were paying attention. I hope you guys go back and review. Today's stream was honestly very informative, not just by me, too. I hate to make it sound like, oh, make sure you follow just my call-outs. No, there was also really good call-outs by other people in here. So I say call-outs, just updates and stuff. But yeah, so kind of expecting us to slow down here at literally any point soon. So we'll see if that ever happens or not. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, the information. We recharted SPY, Triple Q, and IWM live this morning. So if you want to go back and see how we did that, you can in the live YouTube live stream. Just be careful. I didn't have the audio on because I'm dumb at the very, very beginning of stream. So if you're going back and you don't hear anything while I'm charting, it's not your fault. It's me. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Honestly, huge movement. Not really even mad about that. So definitely taking today's gains and moving on. But I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys again for being here, and have a good rest of your day. If you guys have any other updates too, drop in the trade floor, and I'll reply.